So a very important issue that Trump wants to push, probably his top priority, it should be his top priority, is changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America. Why? I don't know. Just there's more important things out there like inflation, budget deficits, all that stuff. But you know what? This should be the top priority. Let's watch this video. It's just a quick minute of Trump explaining.
But no, something's going to have to be done. Same thing with Mexico. We have a massive deficit with Mexico, and we help Mexico a lot. They're essentially run by the cartels. And
I mean, there's a lot of truth to that. There's a lot of corrupt money, especially in drug cartel money, that's influenced in a lot of Mexican government. Like their politicians, their local governments, a lot. But what can the U.S. do? It has to be something with Mexico needs to fix within themselves, unless it becomes a out of control thing where U.S. feels like the need to step in. Like we're not after the country, but we're after the cartels in your country. Much like Afghanistan. We're not after Afghanistan, we're just after the terrorists in your country. Possibility. It just depends on like what the U.S. can gain out of it. I know they found lithium there recently, and that's worth a lot of money. But time will tell.
Can't let that happen. Mexico's really in trouble, a lot of trouble. Very dangerous place. And we're going to be announcing a future date pretty soon. We're going to change because we do most of the work there, and it's ours. We're going to be changing, sort of the opposite of Biden, where he's closing everything up, essentially getting rid of $50 to $60 trillion worth of assets. We're going to be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, which has a beautiful ring that covers a lot of territory. The Gulf of America, what a beautiful name. And it's appropriate. It's appropriate.
How can you just change it, right? Let's just change all the history rule books and everything about it. That ever since its discovery and the Gulf was named Gulf of Mexico, and it's been used internationally for hundreds of years. But you know what? He just wants to change it to Gulf of America. Now, appropriate. I kind of agree with it, though. If it's appropriate. I mean, it's not Gulf of the United States of America. This is the Gulf of America. America includes all North and South. Like, all that big land is America. Canada is part of this big double continent called America. Mexico's part of it. Dominican Republic's part of it. Honduras is part of it. Brazil's a part of it. Argentina's a part of it, right? This huge land that is both North and South America is America itself. It's appropriate. When we think, I'm sure a lot of people think little-minded that like, oh, Gulf of America. People immediately think it's Gulf of United States of America. No. It's more than that. But there is a response from Mexican President Sheinbaum, Claudia Sheinbaum. If you didn't know, that's the president. And it's the first female president of Mexico. And you can also say first female president in North America. She had a response as well.
Donald Trump hizo declaraciones acerca de cambiar.
Digo, obviamente el Golfo de México es reconocido el nombre por Naciones Unidas, un organismo de Naciones Unidas, pero el siguiente, ¿por qué no le llamamos América Mexicana?
Yeah, she won't say, okay, you know what? How about a suggestion if you want to change the name of it? Why not? Well, she said it in Spanish, America Mexicana. No, to English-speaking people, probably a lot of Americans and Canadians, hear the word American first. It's like, oh, well, you hear that first? I don't care what the other word is. It's like, oh, American, Mexican, that's a compromise. Now, if you're familiar with Latin languages like Spanish, a lot of things are backwards. That's why in the translation, it's Mexican America. So that's her suggestion. Could be a possible way that both people are happy, but again, this is a troll. This is just a joke.
Se oye bonito, ¿no? Vamos a llamarle América Mexicana. Hay que esperar también a que llegue a la presidencia. Y de todas maneras,
we must wait for him, Donald Trump, to take office. And anyway, there is international law. Now, I'm not an expert in it, but I'm sure she's probably right that there's still international law and what that golf was recognized. And you're asking everyone to change that just for you, Donald Trump? Don't think that's going to fly very well.
hay derecho internacional y yo sigo pensando que va a haber buenas relaciones con el presidente Trump. ¿En qué
And I still think there will be good relations with President Trump. Why do I think so?
me baso? Pues en que hubo buenas relaciones.
Because there were good relations with former President Lopez Obrador. That was the president before her. Donald Trump worked with him for 4 years of his presidency. And you know what? Donald Trump asked a lot of him, and he fulfilled some of it. I'm sure not all of it, but a big one that he did help a lot with the migration problem, because he did enforce stronger enforcement at the southern Mexican border. Now, was it perfect? But was it more enforced? Yeah, you could say there was some enforcement, but was it to Donald Trump's liking? I don't know. That's debatable, though. But again, it's still the United States and Mexico. They're still neighbors. They're gonna figure things out. They're gonna work together. They depend so much on each other. Mexico's the new labor country for cheap labor. More American companies are switching their manufacturing from China to Mexico now, because that's where the cheaper labor is now. Now, again, there's a problem with that. China recognizes this and said, oh, okay, we'll just send our factories over to Mexico. They're still going to be run by the Chinese, but it's going to be on Mexican territory. So I hope they can handle that dispute.
Con el presidente López Obrador.
Was that it? Okay, that was it. I went on a little bit of a tangent there, but this whole changing the Gulf of Mexico, it's so unnecessary. Ultimately, it's so unnecessary. There's bigger fish to fry out there. There's bigger problems the United States has to deal with, like inflation. People want to be able to afford groceries. We have a affordability crisis. People can't afford homes. They can't afford many things, basic things. And then we can't, Americans are having a hard time with population. Our population is declining. And it's not because people don't want to work. It's just the work that's available doesn't pay the bills. But of course, you know what corporations do when they can't find American workers? They just bring in more immigrants because immigrants will fulfill those jobs. But I'm going on another tangent again. I'm sorry. I went off the rails. So Gulf of Mexico, I believe it's totally unnecessary. What do you guys think? I'll stop there. So please comment below. I do read them. Hit the like button, subscribe, and all that jazz. Until next time. Bye.